Hello, I am Gav, short for Gator Avox. You can call me Avox, which is my original name, which that's why I decided to keep the Avox, which that's why you can call me that. Sorry, I'll get straight to the point. But then you might confuse me for a character I might make someday. Wink, wink. Uh, I'll tell you why some other day. Okay, and I want to make this channel for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm 17 and I am scared for my future because I know what's ahead of me and I'm scared to become an adult and live that harsh life. And I'm not ready for it. I know I always have 3 months left until I become 18, but still. I always wanted to do YouTube for a while, but to see if I can change my life and, be cool and famous someday. Not not publicly. I don't really want to show my face or like be around anywhere much. But yeah. And I'll continue talking. My other reasons. Number two, I hope to get money. I know that sounds shameful, but to be fair, YouTube can potentially pay you a lot of money. When I say a lot, especially through sponsors, um, or ad revenue, which I want as well. And most YouTubers will quit because they're not making any money, so you can't shame me for that. I want to create projects that I'm interested in as well, such as game development, 3D animation, or other forms of animation, like 2D or many other forms. I also want to create stories, video essays, music, or whatever might be on my mind, mainly just animation. Uh, Sometimes I might do something like what I was inspired by SMG 4 because I grew up with that in my life, and some stories may be similar to Jeffy in a way. Not Jeffy, SML, because I also grew up with that. But it doesn't have to be that. It could also be original stories or semi original stories. And now, number four. I have dreams that I want to make come true, and I can't do that without any effort. And I want to use YouTube to push myself to realize my full potential. I'll try to do everything every day or every week. I'll try to be constant and grinding. I'll put hours of my life into it. The rest of my years, minor months, because I only have 3 months left until I become a minor. March 22 is my birthday. Um, so yeah. One of my dreams, besides being a comic artist slash manga artist, storyteller slash animator, or editor, etc., is to make a series based on many things I grew up with in my childhood, which I'm still technically am because 17, 1 through 17, that's a minor. Um, these inspirations include stuff like from My Hero Academia, not too much, maybe some stuff, because I started watching that recently, and I think it's a cool show, and cool gimmick with quirks, and maybe I could make a power system based on that, or something similar. Which, by the way, I started watching that this summer, I believe. I just started binging random shows last year through this year, and especially other shows that I want to like talk about this too, such as the Owl House, which I love the Owl House. My favorite character. I cannot decide between King and the Owl Boy, not the Owl Boy, Hunter. I really like that guy. Um, I like both of them. Put a gun to my head, I cannot tell you which one's my favorite. King is way too cute and adorable. I love him. And Hunter, his story is really good, and I love how he's kind of like a fish out of water. Like it's when he's in a different environment, he acts like differently. Anyways, I'll continue. There's also more stuff based on stuff that I really really like, the main stuff that I really love. Undertale slash Deltarune, which I might make a video about that, maybe many on that and why I love it and why am I so real beast on that. Percy Jackson especially because I grew up with that as a kid and I read almost all the books. And there's like 10 more. No, there's way more than 10, with his name in it, or at least like he's mentioned in it, and maybe does something. Games and shows I grew up with, and more as well, that I want to include, because I might like change my mind and like bring some other stuff in. The series, by the way, or franchise, if I'm lucky. One can only wish, right? Will include stuff from my inspirations, such as Greek myths and maybe some other myths in there that I might add. I don't want to just say Greek only because I want to include other stuff possibly. And the origins of this is I was 16 and I really, really loved Undertale and Deltarune and things like that. And I started watching a bunch of shows or anything based on that. I grew up with like reading comic dubs, Sans TV, stuff like that. And I really liked stories, something similar to that. I already mentioned Percy Jackson and stuff like that. I grew up with many stories in my life, and I really, really love them. And so because of that, I started daydreaming, and well, it started with me dreaming first about it just randomly one night when I was like 16, and like I seen bits of a story that was slowly forming, and I was dreaming more and more about it as the days and weeks and months go by, but I never got to see the end. And I was even daydreaming about it as well, and making stuff up in my head on what will happen. And unlike Toby Fox, which is my main inspiration of everything, I love that guy. It's a parasocial relationship. Maybe we're related, because both our names have Fox, A Fox, Toby Fox. Anyways, I'm gonna stop fanboying and continue on. I just want you to know that I also tried making a game based on it, or many games similar to it at first, but that failed because I lack coding and I was lazy and I have ADHD, which makes it a little harder for me to stay concentrated, especially when things get complicated such as coding. But I want to improve. I started trying to do this with Lua, but I just sort of started giving up, or sort of started doing it so like less and less over time. I made so many excuses, which I shouldn't make any. I'm sorry. And I feel like my life is gonna become horrible if I don't start, doing anything on this channel. I'm just very scared. And I want to actually do what I dream about. And the reason why is because I'm not going to get any skills if I don't. I'm not good at anything, and I'm honestly a little afraid of going to college because of the prices. I don't really have any scholarships right now, or I don't even know if I'm going to get any. And I'm thinking maybe I could go to community college or a specialized college, which I hope with the YouTube I'm doing, I can hopefully try to, get the skills, and they will look at me and be like, oh my god, yeah, you're worth going here. I'm not going to say the name because if I do and I somehow become famous, you guys are going to go, ooh, I'm going to go to that college. Let's just say that college doesn't really have that many people, and it's a specialized college. I'm not going to go anything besides that because then you guys might try to figure it out based on like what I'm telling you it is. And I also want to improve my skills, and if over time I'm lucky, I won't have to be scared of, the future anymore. And you can see me grow and improve over time as well if, you decide to stay with me. I feel like I wasted my life doing nothing, and the reason why is because I had a computer at home since I was 11, nearly 12. And I never did anything with that. And even when I did, I just gave up because I put in some effort and didn't see any views or anything, and yeah, I just gave up, which was so stupid because you have to be constant to do anything. And I don't want to say I didn't do anything over the years I was a kid because, I don't want to have that title, keep that title on me. useless, you know, title I give myself. And I want to change that. And I'm 17. I'm about to become 18, nearly 18, in 3 months, March 22nd. And I want a good life, you know? And I don't want to put anything to the side that I want to do. I have to do this. I'll focus on school as well. I'll keep my grades up to hopefully straight A's this time. I sort of did decent last semester, but it was not enough. I didn't do enough homework. I'll do every single homework assignment. I cannot fail anything. I'm scared. I want to have good grades. My GPA is like a 2.7 right now, which may sound low, but in reality, that's like a B or C average. So shut up. And I want to improve it to like maybe hopefully like a 2.9 if I'm lucky. I know it's not a 3.0, which it would be impossible for me to get with the grades I have because of sophomore year. Sophomore year was so bad for me. I have a lot of stories to tell in school. And I hopefully want to make something. Like, if this channel does grow, hopefully I'll make a video based on this in 4 years from now, in 2030. Why 2030? Because, you know, it's a whole decade, and it'll be kind of cool to do it on that year instead of a random date like 2020, not 2020, 2036. You know, that'll be kind of random. I guess it's kind of like a high me in 5 years, or is it 10 years? It could be 10 years. Moment slash Mr. Beast. But I'll do some more videos based on that. Like, I'll see like what I have changed and improved over the years. So go for like 4, maybe 5, maybe not, and then like a whole decade. And I know 4 might seem like very short, but that is true. But you know, I'll put a lot of work and effort into this. I don't want to just make YouTube my hobby. I want to hopefully my job. I could make many channels and try to do something. So in short, if you want to see my process over the year, so I thank you, you know, really, if you're watching this whole video, which we won't have any editing because I want to post this on the 1st and it's about to be 12 soon. And I also want to hopefully create a company someday, based on this channel. I don't know if I'll change my name of the title or not, Gaff/AFox. Or maybe I'll just keep it all Gaff. I want it as AFox because I like AFox better. But I don't want anyone to confuse me, and people are just gonna call my name and self-insert to the story, which it's not really. He's his own separate character, with some stuff coming from me. But you know, a lot of characters from shows have personalities based on what the writer has gone through, experiences, or some stuff like that. Not just in one character, usually many. But yeah, and I want to thank the viewer for. I forgot the name of the studio. I think, like the name of like what I might make the company. I'm thinking Gator Gates. Why Gator Gates? I don't know if that's a real company out there yet, or even if it is. Hopefully, it's not that big, so I can just, you know, hey, I'm the Gator Gates, not you, and take it. The reason why is because I live in Louisiana, and the one thing besides some of the food that we have in Louisiana that we're known for is our alligators. Florida, crocodiles and alligators, but we only have alligators. I'm pretty sure, or just mainly that, and like maybe like 2% crocodile. I highly doubt it though. I'm pretty sure there's no crocodiles here. If they are, it's usually not native. And we have like many. And I started loving crocodiles like recently, like last year, mainly. And my favorite Pokemon is Totodile, which I started loving him because I was going through one of those phases. Oh my god, this is popular. Ew, Greninja, Charizard. Ew, of course everyone's using that. So I tried using a starter in Pokemon Brick Bronze, which seemed original. I did not want to use Chikorita. I'm sorry for Chikorita fans. Chikorita's ugly as fuck. I'm sorry. But Totodile was cute. So I'm like, I got interested in him, and, you know, later on developed love for him very quickly. and now I started to love alligators as well. So I'm thinking gator gates. Where does the gate part come from? I don't know. It just sounds cool. Gator gates. Um, or maybe Gator Animations or Studio, something like that. Gator Studio. I'm thinking Gator Gate sounds best though, because it sounds cool. Um, my last thing to want to say is thank you for watching this. I know it's been very lengthy. Most people won't watch this. Most people will watch this like maybe like a long time, trying to see like when my first video was. And they're just gonna hear it because it's not gonna have any editing. I'm sorry. Hi viewer, thank you for listening. I just want to thank the viewer and thank you for watching this fresh start. The title of the video. This isn't just a fresh start. It's not just the title of the video. It's my fresh start. Wait, no, I should try to say it in a cooler way. Let me try again. So in short, you. So in short, if you want to see my process over the years, I thank you, and to the viewer for seeing this fresh start. Wait, uh, yeah, I read the script wrong. And to the viewer, thank you for seeing a fresh start. My fresh start.